Hi Sagittarius, welcome to January and welcome to 2020. Okay, so 3rd of January, you probably felt a shift in your energy of some kind. It maybe made you peppier, it maybe made you more tired. But Mars, planet of war, planet of action, planet of energy, has gone into your sign. And it will push you and it will prompt you to act aggressively and stick by just about anyone that you think needs you. You will want to be the hero, you will want to be loyal, you will want to be steadfast, you will want to protect. And you will want to, at the same time, rest and find some kind of resolution or inner peace with an air sign. If you're dealing with an air sign, an Aquarius, Libra, or a Gemini, there seems to be a little bit of miscommunication, and quite simply, all you guys seem to need is a little bit of space. The energies between now and the full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer are really quite heavy, and they're really quite introspective. They're asking a lot of people to look inward and get to the root of why you act the way you do with certain things and where you are really motivated. Like, what is motivating you? And Mars being in your sign can really test you. It can give you this real surge of energy, yes, if it's a good spell, but it can also be incredibly testing. Particularly this, because it will make off some troubling aspects with Neptune in Pisces. You really want to commit to something, and you have committed to something quite significantly, be it legal, be it emotionally, something in the last few months. In 2019, the very end of 2019, you bought a house, you got engaged, you got married, you started a new relationship, maybe you had a child, something with long-term ramifications. And at this point, with Mars in your sign, you're starting to feel a little bit like, ooh, I'm tired. Am I really going to, you're thinking, I'm going to need this energy. Particularly if it's to do with business and career, you're working up some sort of strength, some sort of fortitude there to get to where you need to go. A heavy Capricorn sign, a heavy Capricorn sky, 3 of Pentacles. You need to rely on your team as much as you're letting them rely on you. But I think a lot of you guys are looking to be a bit more social. Venus is in Aquarius. Your 3rd house is represented by that 3 of Pentacles. And you want to communicate, you want to speak to people, you want to get out of the house, you want to be involved in debates and enjoying your philosophical nature. And yes, Mars in your sign will give you the energy, but you have to make sure, 10 of Wands, not to exert yourself so forcefully that you exhaust yourself. Particularly if you're pulling an earth sign up by the bootstraps, or you're finding an air sign just impossible to communicate with. All you want to do is have a little bit of fun, be a bit more carefree, enjoy your Mars transit. But I think the more I think the more generous that you are, the more some people in your life are willing to take, and that's where you need to exert a little bit of unemotional analysis. 6 of Pentacles. The people that can give back will give back, and the people that just want to take will reveal themselves over the Cancerian full moon, particularly if it's a financial endeavor. Not a lot is going to stay hidden with that Cancerian full moon. Prepare yourself. Even in intimate relationships, I think if you're in an intimate relationship with an earth sign, a Capricorn, a Virgo, or a Taurus, you will find that there could be a little bit of heated debate over kids, over money, over cars, over future plans, over flirting, over certain behaviors that are really starting to get old. And they're not make or break type of things, I don't think. I mean, it could be with that Cancerian full moon, but I think to have an eclipse in your 8th house means, Sagittarius, that you need to go inward and look at where you're possibly being a bit deluded with some of the people that you're bringing along for the ride. And I know that your generous heart kind of wants to see the best in the people that you have around you, but I do think this Cancerian full moon will be quite eliminating. Four of Pentacles, the fourth house energy that is affecting us all, of the Cancerian energy. Nine of Pentacles. Make sure that you're looking after your finances and looking after your money, and you're not letting somebody else spend it all, or you're not spending somebody else's all, because any relationships that have an unequal set of standards and boundaries, could be dealing with a Leo, are going to be exposed. Now, the Five of Swords is an interesting one. That's people that are winning at all costs, and it could be you, but it's kind of this feeling that connections matter, but to some people the connections are the least important part of the relationships. Judgment. You're having a bit of a wake-up call. People that are in it for the status, people that are in it for the, yep, status indeed, for the celebrations, for the parties, for the winning. Possibly some revelations in your own family unit as Mars squares off with Pisces. You know, as Mars squares off with Neptune, revelations within your family are pretty, you know, unhealthy dynamics get exposed, and people that are being less than generous with their time, less than generous with their intentions, less than generous with their motives, or all of that stuff's coming up. Now, to sound quite heavy it does, but it's all good. Mars being in your sign is very, very, very beneficial for a lot of things. It just so happens that the Cancerian full moon, as we lead up to Aquarius season, I think during Capricorn season, a lot of what you have to do, Sagittarius, is figure out with the second house energy where you are making decisions based on money, on security, on value of self, on value of others, on self-worth, self-appreciation. The things that matter come to the fore, and they come to the fore in a big way that you will realize if you are yourself motivated by something genuine and something stable and something long-lasting, or whether you're going for the quick fix in order to keep your family happy or your friends happy. Whatever this is. If you are dealing with an air sign or an Aries, I do think that if there is a degree of playing or options, or somebody has a quick triggering temper, I think you're probably going to have to make a decision there whether or not this is healthy for you and the future that you would like to have. In the workplace, I think a lot of you are pushing ahead of the competition, but I also think at what cost are you winning in a rat race? For those of you that are unemployed, I think your key to staying ahead of competition in terms of applying for new roles I think the key is to provide an example of compassion, of selfless service, of care for vulnerable people. Perhaps that's your field and work, but I think the Sagittarians that have that come to anything career-wise or relationship-wise with a heart of gold, you can only win because the jobs that you lose or the people or relationships that you lose someone that care, but you don't. You see what I mean? We'll go more into it in the extended Sagittarius. Some very interesting dynamics. We have 2 kings and 2 knights, so people are a big part of your month. I'm gonna draw an extra card. Let's see. Oh, Mother Earth. You're being called upon to help with environmentalism. You know, it's funny, the Knight of Wands is always associated for me with Australia. So some of you could be Australians and working or sending good, positive energy to Australia at a time of need. You know, getting involved in a cause that's bigger than you. That came up in Scorpios as well. Getting involved with causes that are bigger than you. it is important, particularly if you're working with children. Damara, you're good at helping, counselling and healing children. Some of you may go into teaching if you're looking for a career change. And Diana, focused intention. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings and actions on your target and you will make your mark. Okay, Sagittarius, I'm going to go into the extended. It's going to be linked below on Vimeo. And I will see you guys there. And if not, I'll see you in the next set of readings. Bye, Sagittarius.